action and stand united in fighting power and pain as you remember the victims lost to gun violence in this country. Those in the headlines and those you will never hear about. Columbine, Virginia Tech, a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, a Sikh temple in Wisconsin, Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut, a naval facility in Washington, D.C., an African-American church in South Carolina, Planned Parenthood Health Center in Colorado, a holiday party in San Bernardino, California, Latin night at Pulse nightclub, a country music concert in Las Vegas, Nevada, a high school in Parkland, a Taiwanese church in California, spas in Atlanta, Georgia, a yoga studio in Tallahassee, Florida, a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, an African-American grocery store in Buffalo, New York, and Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Not one more. Tomorrow is the 6th-year remembrance of Pulse nightclub, where 49 mostly queer, black and brown people were murdered in our community at the hands of an assault weapon. And despite holding rallies and sit-ins at people like Senator Marco Rubio's office, what did our politicians do? Nothing. But I want to stress that we did make some gains. The Florida legislature passed modest reforms after the Parkland shooting. And of course, we elected people like me into the State House. And I want to invite, if there are any candidates or elected officials who are here today, if you are here, join me on stage. I want people to see the resistance fighting for gun safety policies. Don't be shy. Come on, y'all. We want to see you. These are candidates who will not be taking any money from the NRA. These are candidates who will be getting an F- from the NRA. And these are candidates where the only money you'll see in our race from the NRA is money to try to take us down. More likely to die in escaping a situation of violence when there is a gun in the home. We will continue to refuse policies like open carry, permitless carry, and campus carry. And of course, we want to supply our educators with pencils and notebooks, not with guns. Gun violence should not be a political issue, nor a partisan one. It should be about people. And the reality is that gun violence in America is deeply rooted in toxic masculinity, white supremacy, transphobia, queerphobia, and disproportionately impacts the lives of women, LGBTQ plus people, people of color, people with disabilities, indigenous people, and our young people. And we stand in solidarity with our students and young people who are fighting against gun violence at every level, from Black Lives Matter to Say Her Name to Bands Off Our Bodies. And please remember that ending gun violence is not just about mass shootings. In Florida, on average, someone dies from gun violence every 3 hours. These are people who are taking their own lives, kids playing with firearms, and community violence. In addition to gun safety policies, we need investments, meaningful, transformational investments in mental health, alongside community intervention programs, harm reduction programs. We over-incarcerate in this country. There are people who need medical treatment, not an arrest. But what we don't need are politicians hijacking the Second Amendment for their own political ambitions.